Hi, I'm Dave Engebretson with Slayton Solutions in Chicago, Illinois, and welcome to the Termination and Testing Technician Training Program and Certification Testing. This program is sponsored by the ETA, the Electronic Technicians Association. They're a nonprofit body in Indiana who sponsor about 20 or 25 various discipline certification programs in electronics, many different types of electronics, and this happens to be one of their programs. It's important to understand at the onset here, this is a vendor-neutral program. This is not a program about Bosch products or Honeywell products. This is a training program to teach you how to successfully and properly terminate and test coaxial cables, UTP, Cat5e, Cat6 cables, and also multi-mode fiber optic cables. Now, this program consists of this video you're watching now, and there are also 3 additional videos, one for each of the types of cable, coax, UTP, and fiber optics. And then there's also webinars. There are 3 webinars that are actually 4. There's the introduction webinar, and then there are 3 webinars, one for each of these types of cable that we'll be talking about. And we're going to, in this training, you're going to see the proper way to do these terminations. And you might be saying to yourself, what's so important about cable? I mean, if you've been in the electronic security industry a long time, we've had cable for years. You hook it up and it works and that's it. Well, that was the old days when we were throwing 12 volts or we were opening and closing relays. Now we're looking at cables, and we need those cables to be able to transmit 100 megabit Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet, which is 1,000 megabits, 10 gigabit Ethernet, 40 gigabit Ethernet. We need our cables to be high performance, and that's what this training program is going to show you how to do, and that's our intention. Let's take a look at the possibilities that are available to the electronic security industry and the IT industry now with the transmission of IP over various types of cable, the kind of cable that we'll be talking about in the Termination and Testing Technician program. Here I have an IP camera, and here on the computer screen is the image from the camera. And for those of you who are familiar with these kind of products, that seems pretty simple. It is, but in a second here I'm going to show you how the signal gets from the laptop to the camera and back through a number of various devices and going through a number of different kinds of cable. The NIC card, the Ethernet card in my laptop, is connected via Category 5E jumper cable into a set of fiber optic media converters. Now, these devices convert the electrical signal that is flowing through the Category 5E cable and put it onto fiber strands of, or links is the technical term, of fiber optics. These happen to be multi-mode fibers, and these fibers could be up to 1.5 miles long. Obviously they're not, because my house is pretty small, but these boxes are called media converters, and they change the electrical signal into the light signal, and then on vice versa. They are transceivers. Now, from this one, we're going into the TrendNet 8-port switch, which has 4 PoE or Power over Ethernet ports on it. And so that comes into a port on the switch here, and from there on the yellow Cat5 cable, we're coming out of the network switch, and we're going into this box. Now, this is a Veracity IP and PoE booster. You can put this at the end of 100 meters of Category 5E or Cat6 cable, and you could get another 100 meters because it will, in essence, boost the signal and also passes through the PoE. Nice thing about these, they run off of the PoE, so you don't have to find a separate power supply or a place to plug it in 100 meters away from the head end where when you pulled your cable. From there, we go on Cat5e cable into a set of Ultronics transceivers. These are also media converters, and they're converting what is the Category 5 communications, Cat5e Ethernet communications, and putting it onto coax cable. Virtually any kind of coax cable and up to 1,500 feet. From there, this is the device that would be in the head end, and then this is the device that would be remote where the camera, and it doesn't have to be a camera, it could be an intercom, it could be an access control panel, it could be any kind of IP device, because that's what we've got. We've got 100 megabit connectivity all the way through all these different cables out to our camera. So this just gives you a demonstration of the power and the glory that is the ability to use existing cables, existing fibers, existing coaxes, existing UTP cables to connect up IP devices, network devices, saving our customers a lot of money, saving us a lot of time on installation. Now let's spend a couple minutes and talk about the steps that it takes to receive your Termination and Testing Technician certification from the ETA. The first thing you're going to do is study the materials in this media pack. Study the webinars that are in there, and also watch the videos that show you exactly the proper ways to do your cable terminations. The second step is to attend a one-day live training class. At that training class, you're going to have hands-on experience, and you're going to build coax, multimode fiber, and UTP cable links, and we're going to test them, or they will be tested to industry standards. And you must build these cable links properly. They must pass industry standards for you to complete that step in the certification process. The third step in the process is a written test, which is administered at that one-day training class. Included in this media pack is the Termination and Testing Technician Manual. It's a PDF. It's about 50 pages long, and you're going to want to read that and study it because it tells you in great detail the things you need to know about cabling and terminations and testing. At the end of that, there's a condensed study guide. The condensed study guide is about 4 pages, and it has all the information that you need to know to pass the written test. When you take the written test, which is a closed book test and has 80 questions, when you take the written test, it'll be graded by the ETA, and it's pass-fail. It's 75%. If you're 75% correct or better, you're good, you're in. If you're less than 75%, not so good. You do not pass. Now, in my mind, for our industry, the important thing about this training is technicians will learn how to do things the right way, and they will gain confidence in what they're doing. They will know what to do, and they'll know how to do it, and this is going to reduce service calls, and it's going to increase profitability for your company. And if you're a technician, it's going to help keep your job status and help keep you working and doing the best thing you can for your company. So I welcome you to the Termination and Testing Technician Training Program, and I hope you enjoy it.